Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn and
Grandma
Janet. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my home here in Santa Monica, California. Happy 2020, and believe it or not, Santa Monica is super sunny and very plant-friendly weather. It is 60s. Ebby and I just did a walk from Santa Monica Beach to Venice Pier and back. Weather is beautiful. My grandma's been working really hard all day with the patio, raking and blowing. We got her a rake. And she's just been a busy bee. And my grandma is going back home to Hawaii, to Oahu tomorrow morning. And her goal was to just spend the whole day in the patio today. How's it been?
They're happy now, for sure.
Yeah, because 11 days of not taking care of the places, like with the tree.
They're really handicapped, but they are ready to roll now.
Okay, so you wanted to take care of this before you go away for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so they look happy.
In today's video, I wanted to highlight a handful of babies for Pot of Fame that did really good for the month of December. We weren't here for most of the month. We were in Las Vegas, so it's nice to come back after a handful of days. Well, I think 11 days were too long for some plants. There was a handful of plants that were not happy to not get watered that long.
Exactly.
But it's nice to come back to see some new growth. So I'm really excited to share with you Pot of Fame for the month of December. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this is the first baby that I want to highlight. This is my Peperomia Pixie Lime. It was living in the bathroom and it wasn't doing really good. I brought it out into the patio for a couple of weeks now. It's living on my wicker coffee table. And as you can see, there's lots of new growth and I think it's recovering. So now I know this plant likes to be in a shaded patio versus in my bathroom. I thought that maybe it would like the bathroom because of the humidity. But Grandma, do you think it's recovering nicely? There's a lot of new growth there.
Here, yes.
But yeah, you can see like it's had some rough moments here, but I think it's recovering and looking good. A lot of new growth. Even if you look really close up here on the stems, you can see lots of new growth there. So I'm pretty happy about where the plant is now, because honestly I thought I was gonna lose this plant. So shout out to my Peperomia Pixie Lime for coming back strong. So it lives in the patio now full time, and I'm glad I was able to not have to say goodbye to this plant. Honestly, if it didn't do good in the patio, then plan C would have been go in the greenhouse in a nursery planter. So baby number 1 for Pot of Fame, my Peperomia Pixie Lime. Here is a very fun squill, and I get mine gifted from friends. This one came from Carrie from her big mother plant, and I know Catherine has given me some from her mother plant, as well as Jewelyn. So it's nice to be able to collect plants from friends. And I've had this now in my collection for a handful of months, and this lives in my new plant shelf next to the right side of my bed. So if you watch my fall plant tour, you've seen that I added that section, and for whatever reason it gets that morning sun hitting right on that bookshelf, and it's happy. Look at all of the new growth. Grandma, what do you think about this plant?
I thought it was an onion family, but it's not.
Yeah, it's a super cool plant. And you'll see, like, if you look at a mother plant, there's just tons and tons of babies. So I can see some cool things happening to the bottom section of the plant. But I think this is a really fun update to share with you. And I like to try to pull plants from my collection for Pot of Fame that doesn't get a lot of airtime on the channel. And this was one of them. So very cool. Here's another plant that I don't really talk about much. This is my string of buttons. And honestly, guys, like, couple weeks ago this plant was not happy. It wasn't as
giving.
Well, not giving, but you could tell that it was really thirsty. So I apologized to my plant, and since it got rainwater on it while we were away, if you look on the top of the plant, there's tons and tons of new growth, and it's chubby again. So super happy. Grandma, what do you think about the string of buttons?
Well, I really thought did progress very nicely and strong.
Yeah, so I actually got this string of buttons from my Los Angeles flea market, and I remember I got a bunch of succulents from the flea market. So maybe when you're back we'll go, because maybe with my new weekend teaching schedule we can do things on the weekend, because I'll be done before noon. Because last year's work schedule, I would wrap up my work day like sometimes 12, sometimes 1:30, but now I'm done at 10:30, so we have time to go explore on the weekends. So one of my succulent babies on the shelf I wanted to give a shout out to for recovering. Probably my fault because I wasn't giving it the attention and water that it needed, but now it's looking better. Here's another Haworthia baby that I want to talk about, and this one lives on my shelf in front of my bed, and I really don't talk about these little babies as much as I do for like my house plants for Pot of Fame. So I wanted to pull a few smaller plants in today's video because look at all this new growth.
Yeah.
What do you think, Grandma? Super cute?
Oh boy, it tells they are getting lots of love and care to have all this extra.
Yes.
So
yeah, I love
high five.
I love having these little guys in my collection, and they're just fun to look at. They're like little art pieces. I like calling them art pieces. They're living art pieces. So a lot of cool little babies. And again, if you're a traveler like me, this is probably like your best bet for plant life, is the ones that don't need much attention. And it's cool because you can see there's like lots of babies. In fact, Grandma, look, do you see the small little baby up in the front?
Here's two.
Yeah, but look at that. There's a small little baby right there.
Oh boy.
So cute.
Here.
So yeah, fun update for one of my Haworthias. Last Haworthia update. And this one is also living on my shelf in front of my bed. Now actually this right here, I don't know if there's anything happening. Oh, maybe, I'm not sure. This was actually living on the top and it got pushed out, so I'm like, okay, let's just stick it in here and see what happens. But if you look all over different sections of this Haworthia, there's a lot of cool new growth popping out on all sides. And actually my grandma was the one that told me to pull this plant for today's video. You're like, the one in the elephant.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of new growth, Grandma, on it.
For sure.
So another fun Haworthia. These things are just, I love them because they don't need much of anything. So they're easy growers. And you know, I give these guys, like my cactus and succulents, maybe water every 10 days or so. And for whatever reason, the plants in front of my bed is all doing good. It gets that morning sun. And again, I only have one window, so if you haven't watched my plant tour for my studio, check it out because I have a lot of plants all facing that one window. And it's just fun to see these little guys grow in my collection. I care about them just as much as my bigger house plants. So a very fun update. And cute planter. And so there's a really cool plant, one hanging plant in today's video that I want to bring up and share for Pot of Fame. This is my beautiful Tradescantia Nanook, and I'm trying to think where I got my original one from, but we repurchased it in Santa Barbara to fill up the planter. And if you see, like every single section of this plant is giving new growth. So if you take a look at all trails, there's little light green new growth popping out, and my grandma can't help herself to clean up the plant as we talk. And I love Tradescantias because they're easy propagators. So if any part of your plant falls out, you can either just stick it in water, it'll root up really quickly, or you can stick it back into soil, old school, and it'll just regrow itself. So very fun plant. But yeah, it's nice to come home to see this plant thriving in the bathroom. And I love having this one in my collections. I think out of my, if you haven't watched the Tradescantia collection video, my Jewelyn's collective series, check it out because I have a huge Tradescantia collection, and there's also a bunch that's recovering in the greenhouse if you haven't watched the greenhouse tour. But definitely one of my favorites for Tradescantias. I love that it's really big, like the size of the foliage, and like lavender. Like how cool is that? So shout out to my Tradescantia Nanook for giving me new growth. On the topic of bathroom plants, here's another fun one to talk about. This is an update of my Peperomia raindrop, and this is such a cool plant. My original one, which I'm trying to see which one it is, can't tell now which one is my original one.
Maybe this one.
I got from West Hollywood for my birthday plant, I think a year and a half ago, and then when I went down to San Diego a couple months ago, I found a bigger plant. I was like, no way. So for me, this is a rare plant. It's not a common plant in my area, So when I seen a big mother plant, I just like, I have to buy it. And if you watch my channel, you know I will repurchase a plant to fill up the planter if I love the plant. Yeah, if you look at my Peperomia raindrop, there's a lot of new growth here. And if you look really good, there's a lot of new baby growth in the center of the plant. Grandma, what do you think about the Peperomia raindrop giving all these cute little new growth?
Yeah, they have pretty leaves. I like their leaves, and they're husky and full and strong looking.
Yeah. So this now lives in my bathroom, and I want to say it's loving the bathroom, but from time to time I do bring a handful of my plants outside in the patio to get more natural sunlight and to switch it up. But very cute to see it grow in all parts of the plant. Yeah. So again, in a white planter. I love it. This plant made it to Planting with Jewelyn Plant Awards, and if you haven't watched it, check out the video that got uploaded yesterday, because it was a very fun video to shoot. Our second annual Planting with Jewelyn Plant Awards. So this is one of the plants that got highlighted in my Planting with Jewelyn Plant Awards, but I had to. You guys already know, any of my rare plant babies, if they're giving me any signs of new growth, I will show it every month. No, maybe in the future. But any of my rare plants, I will showcase it every month if it gives me new growth, because I invest and spend a lot of plant dollars on it. So here's the current look of the leaf that is slowly unfurling for me. Like, look at how cool that is. So this is gonna be very fun. It's like a present. Like, you don't know what the pattern is gonna look like. I see a lot of creamish color happening here. So maybe when you're back, Grandma, it'll unfurl. Yeah. But definitely cool to see this leaf slowly pop up, because before we left for Las Vegas, it wasn't this. No. It was more in. So now it's slowly trying to say hello to 2020. And I have 3 variegated monsteras, and if you haven't watched my 10 most expensive plants for 2019, check it out. This was one of them. Very fun update. This is my I don't know what kind of philodendron he is, and I got this as part of my birthday mail order for 2019, and I wanted to give you an update on the newest baby that's popping up here. So if you look really closely, you can see that this leaf is slowly going to unfurl. So maybe when you're back, Grandma, it'll open up for you. But such a fun process of plant life to see it slowly unbirthing for us. Yeah. This is such an interesting philodendron, and I have it living in my bathroom on my thrifted shelf. Grandma, what do you think about the new growth?
Oh boy, it's something so different in pattern, and I'm quite sure it's gonna thrive very well 2020.
Yeah, and you know what? This is gonna be the second leaf that it's giving me since I've gotten the plant. Oh. So it's very fun to see. Yeah. Yeah. And a Daiso Japan planter. So we're narrowing down to, let's talk about our updated Sansevieria Wilfin that was also featured for Planting with Jewelyn Plant Awards. I shared this in last month's Pot of Fame, but I had to bring it up again because I wanted to share with you the status of the baby, because it is just like, it's not holding back on growth here. Like, look at how fun this is. Like, such a cool baby. And then if you look really good in the planter.
Yeah, here's one more.
Let's try to get it so that the channel can see.
The other way, you gotta turn them. Yeah.
Here it is. So if you look here in the planter, there's a baby right here that will soon pop out of the planter. The tip of it's so cute. Like, look at that. So it's very fun to see this thing give me new growth. All of my Sansevierias are giving me babies, but I wanted to show you the progress of the little baby down here in the planter, as well as this baby, because this is one of my prized plants, and that's why it was part of the plant awards for 2019-2020. And I just wanted to just give you guys a little bit more closer update on the growth of this thing, because this thing is just such a prized plant to have in the collection. Grandma, what do you think about the baby Wilfin?
Oh, it does look like Wilfins. Wow. It's so unique in seeing all different types of plants that have names of
what they look like.
Yeah, like panda this and shark fins, you know, it's crazy, but
And string of dolphins.
yeah, and I learned a lot. I didn't know all of this, but now I do.
Yeah, so we're learning every day with plants, and this is a very cool process of watching it give new growth. I want to wrap up the video with 2 plant babies that are in leca balls, and to show you the progress of what it's looking like. And it's been in this converted semi-hydro for a couple of months, and so far so good. I have my marble queen pothos, 2 of them. This is my second one, and if you look really closely, there is some new growth happening here. Like, take a look at that. So all of these little leaves down here are new unfurled leaves, and I just wanted to show you the condition of the plant in a leca ball setup, because honestly I've had such bad luck with like variegated pothos in soil for whatever reason. At one point they were just living in the greenhouse trying to survive, and ever since I converted these variegated pothos into leca balls, it just does better. So if you're struggling with these variegated babies, try doing semi-hydro, because it loves this setup for me, and it might do good for you. So I wanted to share with you this setup here. So I have it in a plastic container, right, and there's drainage and then a plastic saucer on the bottom. So if you're interested in this particular planter with the saucer, check out my Amazon store. The affiliated link is in my description box. I love this, especially for like my sigoniums and other like begonias. They love living in this plastic planter. So just a fun way to do semi-hydro, and I'm gonna share with you my other one so you can see what it looks like. And then here's the last baby that I want to share with you, and again I have it in a glass vessel. And again, this is my, I want to say my original marble queen pothos. And as you can see, like if you look up close, there's lots of new growth. Like even here throughout each section, you can see lots of babies popping up, and it's loving life in this semi-hydro setup. So I just wanted to share with you guys the update of my variegated babies in the leca ball setup. Again, you can use plastic planters with drainage, or you can do it in a glass vessel. And again, like I talked in my Plant Talk Q&A, if you haven't watched that video for end of 2019, I usually put about like 1/4 of an inch of water on the bottom, and then I let it evaporate, and these balls soak up water. And then whenever I do my watering for the rest of my plants in that section, they'll get water too. And especially like when you travel a lot, I think this semi-hydro setup is really good, because the water will just sit on the bottom, and in time, like next thing you know, when you're back, the plant really didn't get thirsty while it was awake because of the semi-hydro setup. So just something to think about. And I just wanted to share with you the progress and update of these variegated trailing plants that I converted into semi-hydro that is doing really good. So with that being said, I look forward to converting more plants with the semi-hydro setup in leca balls to just see, because these plants are doing better than living in soil, and I want to try to convert more plants in the future, Grandma. So maybe when you're back, we'll convert more plants. So that's gonna wrap up this month's Pot of Fame, and I look forward to sharing with you in a month progress of everything that's been going on in my collection for the month of January. If you enjoyed seeing my grandma back on the channel, give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads. Between my main channel, this is the first time I'm saying it now, between my main channel and my vlog channel, you will get a daily upload. So with my 2020 new upload schedule, Monday through Friday you can find me on the main channel. Saturday and Sunday you can find me on the vlog channel. So you can see me every day, but on Saturday and Sunday, please join me on the vlog channel for the video of the day. I hope this inspires you, and happy 2020. And let me know down in the comments below what plant gave you the most growth for December, and where do you live? I love to see that in the comments. So leave that down in the comments below for Grandma to read, because Grandma reads all of the comments. And she's always thumbsing up them, and she enjoys seeing them every day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. We'll see Grandma back on the channel in 2 weeks, and she'll be back a few days before I leave on my big adventure. So thank you, Grandma, for all your hard work in the patio, because the patio is looking like almost like pretty much tour ready. I could do a tour right now, the way how clean it is. So if anything, give this video a big thumbs up, and a shout out to my grandma for working very hard on the patio, because she's been spending all day. So if you're new, welcome, subscribe to my main channel, my vlog channel, for inspiration every day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, aloha from
Santa Monica,
California. Bye. Bonus footage. I just finished filming the plant gang for Pot of Fame, and I wanted to share with you what the jade tree looks like in full bloom. Look at how pretty. I'll take you up close so you can see the beautiful blooms. Look at it. Isn't it stunning? The whole tree is fully bloomed. I love the jade tree this time of year. And I'm gonna propagate from this tree for the new year. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update on the jade tree, because it did give me new growth for December. All of these blooms. So I wanted to share with you guys what my nails look like. So my nail guy in Vegas, he is opening up a new nail shop, so I didn't get to see him. So I found another nail shop in Vegas, and this girl who's, I think, like 21. It's so dope. I love it. I love short fancy nails. You guys always watch my channel and see I love chrome, but I love stuff like this too. So I just wanted to share my nails of the month, and I plan on doing my nails in Egypt, so stay tuned for that.